Assalamu alaikum. Good day, everyone. My name is Aminu Mohammed Lawan, School of Social Science, University Science, Malaysia. I'm here to present a research paper titled Downsizing Public Service of Developing Country in Contemporary Period. Has the job security been tempered? At International Scholars Conference, University Utara, Malaysia, ISCUUM2020. I structure my paper as follows. Introduction, which contains the background of the paper. Methodology. The objective and methodology used in the paper has been stated. Result and discussion and conclusion. I will start with the background. Structural adjustment. The structural adjustment is a policy emanated from the condition of loan granted by the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the World Bank to the developing countries. The structural adjustment globalization called for developing countries, including Nigeria, to transform their public service in line with the neoliberal principle of downsizing. The downsizing is stressful because of job insecurity and growing workload for workers who remain in the service after the process. Downsizing, as it applies, it means resizing or restructuring the system of public service in order to reduce the expenditure of the government. As noted by one scholar, Collins, in 2003, job insecurity can erode one's self-identity, causing economic, social, and symbolic fear. It is well established that the downsized workers, that is, the employees that lost their job because of downsizing or organization closure, have an increased risk of being unemployed or end up in low-paid jobs. Objective of the study. The aim of this study is to examine the extent to which downsizing policy impact on job security in public service of Yobe State, Nigeria. Methodology. This study used a qualitative, open-ended, and inductive research approach. The researcher conducted a comprehensive review and interview on 15 participants, choosing from 3 ministries in Yobe State. That is the Ministry of Finance, Office of the Head of Service, Ministry of Health of Yobe State, Nigeria. And the participants are top government officials working in the state public service. They comprise of 3 permanent secretaries, 1 from each ministry, 6 directors, 2 from each ministry, and 6 head of planning and head of administration, 2 from each ministry. The data collected has been analyzed using thematic analysis with support of MBIBO software. The software was used in coding data and generating patterns from the interview. Result and discussion. This study answered the puzzling question of why employee working conditions and job security were tempered with the downsizing strategy of reducing public spending. Traditionally, job stability and security was synonymous with jobs in the public service organization because they found it removed from the uncertainty or instability for the most part and the insecurity imposed by profit expectation and economic globalization forces on public sector. Downsizing is a globalization strategy that incorporates systematic transformation in developing countries' public service, like Nigeria. The empirical research revealed that downsizing impact on both government and public sector employees. Most of literature stress employee retrenchment as downsizing, but those claims is invalidated by the experience of the researcher in the field. Based on participant response from the field, the downsizing reduced the cost administrative cost and cost of running the affairs of government through merger of departments and agencies. For instance, a researcher discovered from the field that Yobe State public sector experienced a recent downsizing in the year 2015. The executive governor gave directive that all ministries and departments be reduced and merged from 24 to 16. It has noted that from the view of the participant, the implementation of the plan helped to minimize the running cost of government without staff retrenchment. And this gives government chance of saving cost. And most of the past literature perceive layoff as organization downsizing. This study shows downsizing is more about combining departments, offices, and agencies. It also shows that government is downsizing not just division, but motor vehicle. Example, the regime of Yobe State has downsized the Ministry of Finance accounting department. Most of the affected accounting officers were trained and converted to serve as internal auditors and transferred to the other ministries in the state civil service to work there. Also, the result of this study will help the government, the politicians, policy makers, policy implementers affirm the direct impact of public service policy on structural change. Finally, the finding of this research also enabled the government to strengthen its power and decrease public expenditure by implementing the downsizing policies. Thank you for listening. That's the end of my presentation.